So you had a product that you thought was a potential winner, you were getting sales, you were getting excited, you were making money, and then guess what? Suddenly it just completely died. You know, all of your assets started performing badly, you had to cut everything because it went above the break-even point, and now you're pretty much starting from zero again. Honestly guys, this exact situation that I just described is super normal. If this does happen to you, don't be down on yourself. It's honestly part of the journey. You're gonna have many products that look like potential winners but won't turn out to be winners. Now hopefully after this video you'll learn exactly what to do with these type of products so that you can actually potentially turn them back into a winner, or at least turn them back to a profitable level, okay? So I'm gonna show you some really cool stuff that I've applied personally to my stores that have allowed me to bring back certain products, not to massive winners, but to at least a profitable level that they can consistently make me money at. So stay tuned till the end, and make sure if you do get some value, you subscribe to the channel. My name is Arie, by the way, if you're new. Make sure you join the fam. Turn on those notifications so you get updated every time I upload a video. It's a really gloomy day today. Let me show you just real quick. It's like super rainy. It's like early in the morning right now, but it's like super rainy out there, which is kind of a bummer, but honestly, we've been needing a rainy day. Every day's been super nice out, so it's been making me really distracted. Now that it's gloomy out there today, I can finally just stay at home and just grind all day and get all the things that I need to get done, such as this video. So I'm not gonna waste any more time, guys. I'm gonna hop into my computer now. Let's go. All right, guys, we're in my computer now. Super excited to be here, as always, of course. Now, I'm gonna take you through this whole strategy. Now there's basically two techniques that I've implemented in the past to bring back a product, and that I've heard other people use as well. Now the second one is kind of my personal thing that I've done, but the first one is things that I've found from, you know, big Facebook groups. I've asked around for other 6- and 7-figure Shopify entrepreneurs that have also used this to bring back products, or at least to reduce their CPMs and their cost per purchases. But yeah, all these things work really well, and you should try out both, okay? Now this is a little bit more advanced, so if you're a complete beginner, I mean, I still recommend you watch this all the way through, but you might have to watch this a couple times over, and also maybe check out some of the playlists on my channel if you want to make sure you are updated on all my Facebook ads content, because I have a lot of Facebook ads content, okay? And you know, you don't need to buy my course, or you don't need to buy anybody's course. My YouTube channel is honestly enough for you to see a lot of success. A lot of people give me their testimonials just from YouTube. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to say that real quick. But let's get right into it. So how to bring back a dying product, right? Or a dead product even. So like I said, there's basically two things that you can do to bring it back. The first one being to just summarize it, is to try a new ad creative, okay? So such as a new video, a new image, or just simply new ad copy, right? Those are all things that could be influencing your customers and steering them off of your product. So these are all things that you could test something new with, and it could bring it back. And what you could also do, or you could try my revival strategy. That's what I like to call it. It's a strategy that I've done and I've implemented into some of my products that and it has worked, okay? So it's definitely worth to test. Of course, it doesn't work every single time, but it has worked many times for me, so make sure that you try this out. So technique number one, let's start with that one. Of course, that's kind of the simplest one. What you're gonna do is you're gonna literally just create a new ad. So whether it be a new image that you found, whether it be a new video that you created, something that highlights more pain points, you're really telling all the benefits or whatever it may be. Obviously if it's a fashion product, maybe try different images, maybe try a carousel ad, something like that. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna introduce this ad into your dead ad sets, right? So pick all of your ad sets that already have had purchases, right? They were looking like winning ad sets at the beginning, but for some reason they just died, right? That's pretty typical. That's kind of what happens. And then just do that and let it run for a couple days. I would say maybe let it run for like 2 to 3 days and see how they perform. See if they bounce back a little bit. What's going on, okay? Just start analyzing your ad sets again and see kind of how this new ad copy performs. So this is almost like a way to kind of test a new product, honestly. I just recently bought this course like a month ago from this guy that like really focused on viral strategies on Facebook, and one of the biggest things that he said that I took away from the course is that you should be testing different ad creatives for your winning products just as much as you're testing for winning products, if not more. And the reason why is because a product, you know, that has sold well in the past is likely to sell now, especially if you already have sales for it. The reason why people might not be buying is either has to do with your site or simply your ad. So it's important to test those things out. Now, I'm not too extensive when it comes to testing ad creatives, and it's one of the things that I want to improve upon, which we are doing right now. We're actually starting a lot of campaigns at PPE simply to test ad copies, because I've kind of realized the importance of it a lot more in recent months. Now, that's definitely something to try out, okay? Definitely make sure that you test that out, introduce that new ad copy into your already dead ad sets, turn them back on, see how they perform for a few days. You don't have to go do like 10 ad sets, right? Maybe just do like 5, so it's kind of a lower budget thing, so you'll spend, you know, 25 per day on this, or you could just do like 3 at 10 bucks a day, whichever one you decide to do. Maybe just pick some of your best ad sets and introduce that new ad copy. That could work extremely well. It has worked for me, it has worked for other 6- and 7-figure Shopify entrepreneurs, and this is why I wanted to tell you about that technique. Now, the technique number 2, this is the really interesting one. This is something that, you know, I kind of came up with through other strategies that I've learned from other people, but it does work. It doesn't work every single time, but it does work a lot of the time. Now, one thing I do want to say though is, you know, with these things, chances are you won't turn the product into a massive winner. The only way that it could turn back into a winner or turn into a winner is if you're doing the testing a creative thing. That does work. Sorry, my cat's crying. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry, I'm back. But one thing that I do want to say real quick though about all of these strategies is if the product's already dead, right? If it didn't get any sales or anything, don't try any of these things out. This is only for products that looked promising and then eventually died out, okay? This is not for products that just didn't get sales right off the bat. If that's the case, that's a dead product. So just don't even try to don't even try to bring it back. This is only for products that are, you know, you saw potential, you were getting excited about, and then they died. So okay, let's just move on to the strategy like I said. So in this one, what you're basically gonna do is you're gonna need to create some custom audiences. And I know a lot of people struggle with custom audiences. It's a little bit more advanced, but you know, if there's a time to do it, to start creating audiences, start now. Start learning right now how to do it. It's really easy, but anyway, so just create a custom audience of all of the people that visited the product page of the product, right? So whoever visited the product listing on your website. So it's really easy to create that. And when you do that, what you're gonna do is you're gonna create that audience. Let's just say it's like 3,000 people. Let's just say you drove 3,000 visitors to your store while the product was alive, right? Which is a decent amount of people. And you know, I would say do this if you have a minimum of like 1,000 people that visited your store. If you have like 500 people that visited the store, then this is probably not gonna work, so don't do it. But if you have about 1,000 people plus that visited your store, the more the better, of course. Then this might work really well. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna create a, like I said, a page view custom audience, but then you're gonna create lookalike audiences based on that page view custom audience, right? And here's the thing, as far as your country, because when you create a lookalike, you have to choose a country to target. As far as the country goes, you're gonna wanna pick your absolute best country from your campaign. So let's just say you had 10 sales, but 7 of them came from Canada. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna do Canada for this particular campaign. Of course, I'm not gonna lie, most of the time it does seem to be the US. So, you know, when I've done this, it typically tends to be for the US, so I do US only lookalikes. And then what you're gonna do is create a 1%, 2%, 3%, 4%, and 5% audiences of this lookalike, right? So that's gonna be 5 separate audiences. 5 separate audiences. You're not gonna do 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4. You're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? And I know a lot of people think, well, won't they overlap? Won't they compete? No, it does not happen. They're completely separate audiences. In fact, I've never had any sort of audience overlap when it comes to lookalike audiences. For the most part, these audiences are gonna be in the millions, and if not, they're gonna be in the, you know, like 500,000 plus. And if you're new to Facebook ads, you probably don't know this, but in order to really see some audience overlap, you're gonna need to spend like an insane amount of money, probably thousands per day. But anyways, or at least if you have, you know, ads that's running for a long time, then maybe you might see some audience overlap, but for the most part, it doesn't happen. So anyways, you're gonna choose that best country, like I said, and then you're gonna create those 1 through 5% audiences, and then all you're gonna do is run them all at $5 a day for about 3 days, 2 to 3 days. Of course, like I said, you're gonna spend $25 per day. And one thing that you could also do is that I didn't include in here that I'm actually gonna add right now is run a retargeting ad set with the custom audience at $3 per day. And in this custom audience for retargeting, of course, we're just gonna use the same video or test the same creative or different one or both. So in this one, we're gonna do the same creative, or we can test a new one, or we can actually do both within the same ad set. Now, I would recommend you just try the same one just for you know, to make it easier on yourself. But if any of the ad sets at $5 a day from these lookalikes start making sales, then start testing some new stuff. And this is what will happen. You know, you will make these audiences in 3 days. I guarantee some of them will make a sale. And if they don't, then the product is just dead and you can just let it go. But this is definitely a solid strategy for bringing back potential products, right? Like potential winners. And if they don't come back as winners, just kind of address that. Not every product can be scaled, and that's something that you'll learn sooner. Hopefully you learn sooner than later, but if the product doesn't seem to scale, right? Like you're trying everything, you're breaking even, you're spending money, you're losing a little money, don't try to scale too hard, you know, just keep following the consistent strategy, which is just creating ad sets every day, right? And you should see it coming back slowly but surely, and then eventually maybe you'll have enough data for it to become a winner. But for a long time, maybe it'll just make you, you know, $100 a day, $200 a day, which is still solid. And this is a great you know, point here that I'm gonna make, is that this is why you need to be testing new products all the time, because not every product is scalable, but that doesn't mean products can't make you money. You know, a product that's making you $200 a day, I mean, if you have 5 of those, you're making $1,000 a day, and then you're reducing your risk like greatly because you have so many different products, right? You're not just relying on one. So guys, that's pretty much all I have for today. I just wanted to give you this little outline because I know a lot of you guys are experiencing some of these things. It's not because of Facebook ads, it's not because of the strategy, it's not because of anything, it's just because of the product or your ad or whatever. You know, these things work. They work for me. They work for my students. So make sure you try it out. And if it doesn't work, adjust, right? That's kind of what this is all about. It's just learning from our mistakes and adjusting accordingly. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. Make sure you subscribe and turn on those notifications so you're notified every time I make a video. I drop some heat almost on a regular basis. So make sure you check out some of my other videos. I have playlists for everything. And that's pretty much it for this one, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.